What is going on, baby? It's episode 10 of the Fourth and Long podcast, and we are fucking hyped, baby. Big double digits. Jalen,
Hell yeah.
how's it going today, baby?
It's going amazing.
Okay,
Other than the
that's
Cardinals leading today, I'm
great.
feeling great.
Well, let's ignore that. Let's just pretend like we just railed 20 lines of coke. We're going John Jones party levels right here for number 10, baby. Please don't find me John Jones. But
all right.
Yep. But everyone, hopefully your eardrums won't blow out by the intro. But it is, of course, episode 10 of the Fourth and Long podcast, and we're so happy that you joined us today. Unfortunately, the two little shits that have made occasional appearance on here were not here this week. But you all know who is here this week besides me, the GOAT, Ross Allen. Podcast is extraordinaire, radio is extraordinaire, just the best all around. We have not only the head of the Fourth and Long radio social media, not only the new he's actually earned the term co-host now, because we're at 10. I'm going to put a little respect on his name now. Not only the baddest bald motherfucker on the planet, who's kind of growing his hair back, I'm not exactly sure where he is right now. But we have the protein drinking, no wrist having, creaky knees having ass, bald ass, motherfucking Jalen Johnson, the co-host, official now of the Fourth Long podcast. Say what's up, man.
Hell yeah. What's up, everybody? That was a great introduction. I love it. Little Barry Corbin feel on that one. I felt it.
Oh, man. But we're here. Jalen's queer. And let's get cranking on the podcast. So.
I just want to ask one last thing before we, get going.
Ooh, what's the question? Yep.
Does me getting promoted to the co-host give me a raise?
Bitch, I don't get paid. The fuck?
Exactly. So do I get paid from 0 to 0 with an extra 0?
No, you get paid just as well as the children in China that make the shit we're using right now.
They make about 15 cents
a year.
What was that?
Oh, yeah, I'll give you 15 cents a year. I got no big deal with that.
No, I'm pretty sure it's 15 cents an hour.
The fuck? No, they don't get 15 cents an hour. They lucky.
I'm pretty sure it's 15 cents an hour.
Well, they're running a really bad business there. I'm telling you, if I was the head of a Chinese or Indian manufacturer,
well, I feel like we shouldn't go there. We shouldn't go there. If you're going to go all the way.
What, the UN? What the fuck is the UN going to do? UN can suck.
In the great words of Dave Chappelle, if you want to stop me, UN, sanction me. Sanction me with your arms.
Oh, wait.
You don't have one. So you should shut the fuck
up. Yep. Of course, on the Fourth Long podcast, everyone knows that we hate not only all of Boston, specifically the Patriots, Tom Brady, the Boston Bruins, Zdeno Chara, and the Red Sox. Now the Astros too, just cause. Fuck you if you say otherwise. And also, not only do we hate the communist regime of China, go Hong Kong, we also hate the Russians.
All right. That's a great list. I love everyone.
Wait, you like communists? Wait, you fucking stupid?
Okay.
I love it. It's such a shit show this show is. And what better way to
10th episode we have to go full on shit.
Full on shit. Okay, just diarrhea of the mouth.
Exactly.
Okay.
If all the mainstream podcasts could do it, we could do it too.
But they can't do it because we do it.
Yeah. No one does it better than us.
No. And that's why y'all should actually listen. You get your friends to listen. And follow the Fourth and Long podcast on Twitter at Fourth Long Radio, capital F, capital L, capital R. Follow us, motherfuckers. And without further ado, let's get the 10th episode cranking. We have a special we got a special episode going. Not only is Andrew here, not only are we going to put 10 in the name, But we also have an extended list on the overreaction segment, which a lot of you love. By a lot of you, I mean, like, I can count you guys on my hand, but thank you. Thank you for at least those people.
Sooner or later, it's going to be a lot more people. You know what I'm saying? We're going to keep expanding.
Well, so you guys better hop on now so people don't call you bandwagons when we're rich and famous.
You don't want to be a bandwagon fan of our podcast. All I'm saying. Also, when we look back at this and how we are now.
Yep.
And in the future when we're billionaires based off of this podcast.
Yep.
It's going to be amazing.
Oh, yeah. Don't lose out. It's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. But not only do we have an extended overreaction segment, we also have a brand new segment we're debuting this week, motherfuckers. Let's get locked and loaded.
It's going to be great.
And once again this week, we're not doing the things we hate because it's 10. We're being positive up in this bitch. And we're doing the things we like in Sports Corner, wherever the fuck the name is. It's awful flow, but
having the power of positivity to this 10th episode.
Oh, yeah, baby. Just feeling my veins.
Yeah.
One thing that I like in sports that I love, I don't just like, I love it, and that is upsets. And that's underdog victories. That's the little man making the plays against the big men. That's the Nationals, a wild card team, when beating a 106 regular season game winning Houston Astros in 7, winning all their games on the road, giving a big ass middle finger to all the Houston fans that showed up to the games. Let's go, Nats. Upsets, underdogs. Let's go, man. Jalen.
Yeah, you gotta love an underdog. It's beautiful to see. You gotta love an underdog win. It's natural to just be on their side, unless you're a fan of the team who's not the underdog.
Well, then just go cry.
Yeah, exactly. But it's just beautiful to see. Even last week, we caused one ourselves. We jinxed the Wisconsin team 2 weeks ago now.
Fuck out, Wisconsin.
They lost to Illinois.
I'm taking full credit on the jinx. It's what I do. It's
100% credit on the jinx.
The only thing in life I'm good at is being bad. So, yeah. But we got that. Another great thing about upsets, going back to every year in the NCAA D1 men's basketball tournament, because honestly no one cares about the women's. You always love the number.
Okay. We have a topic 16. About that in week 11.
Yeah, Jalen's going to have to host a sensitivity meeting, training session with us, I guess. But
yeah, I guess I'm going to be head of sensitivity training also.
Hey, Jalen, you want to know why you'd be the perfect head for that?
Because I'm black?
No, because you're a sensitive bitch. Fuck you.
Oh. I guess that works.
Jalen, but what do you like, man? Well, oh no, before I was going on a tangent on something. Oh yeah, the basketball tournament. When 16 teams upset the number 1 seed. That's always fun. It's always fun in the playoffs or for college football, like when Wisconsin and other teams like that lose, when Georgia loses, it totally messes up all the playoff standings, the power rankings, top 25s. And that's nothing but a lot of fun.
Oh, we're forgetting about a big upset that just happened recently. Oklahoma lost to, what was it, Kansas or Kentucky? Who was that?
Yes.
It was one of the Ks.
Yeah.
They're also the KKK.
Well,
he lost to one of the 3 Ks.
On the topic of Kentucky and Kansas, you got on the 3rd K for the Klan.
Yep.
Which is nothing the Fourth and Long podcast hates. We hate them. We don't want anything to do with them besides hating them. Just want to put that out there.
We do not support at all.
Nope. Don't support them. Don't support them because they're just not that effective if we're being honest. Breaking news. Hey, Jen, I got another thing for the overreactions.
All right.
The Klan is the most overrated clan in the history of the world. Overreaction or not?
I feel like we should leave that topic for CNN. Leave it to CNN.
Okay, before we get take off the airways that we're not even on, just tell me what you like.
All right, the things I like in big news after having a big unanimous vote to let players make money off of their likeness and name. The
Mm-hmm.
NCAA franchise for video games might be making a return to your Xbox, PlayStations, and PCs.
Woo!
Great. It's great. I love it. I can't wait to have that game back. I think it was better than Madden in the first place.
Okay,
So I
before
can't
we
wait to
just
make
talk
it
about the
back.
video game, can we talk about how athletes are actually going to some freedom against the tyrannical rulers
Exactly.
of the NCAA? Fuck the NCAA.
It's
Oh
it's
yeah,
been
adding to the
terrible.
list. That's another thing we hate here. The NCAA. Fuck you
Yeah, the
guys.
NCAA needs work. Hopefully, so one day we can be positive about them. But as of right now, I mean, they're heading in the right direction. But based off of what they have done, it's been terrible. They've kicked players off teams and people making money just to send home to their families. Because most of these people, not most of them, but a lot of the players getting scholarships are kids who couldn't afford school in the first place, and their family doesn't make enough money, so they try to make money that they can have and send it home to their families because they are on full scholarship, and players getting kicked off of teams for stuff like that. And it's
Preach.
just it sucks to see it. So allowing this to happen and players get paid, it does help a lot of the players who do come from rough neighborhoods and stuff like that, being able to help their family out and also just help themselves out. Some of them, because they're on scholarship, they
Yep.
don't have money, they can't
Exactly.
afford a lot of food, stuff like that.
Hey, but the NCAA finally letting athletes make at least moving forward and go and make decisions on letting athletes make money off their name and likeness. That's nothing but positives.
Yeah, nothing but positive. I'd love to see it. The only thing I heard that people were saying was why they shouldn't, especially from Tim Tebow, who, I used to like you, Tebow, but
I still do,
I didn't.
but
I
I
mean, I kind
disagree.
of understood your comment, but at the same time, he said it would take the competitive away from the players because it starts becoming a business decision. But I feel like if you love football, you play no matter what. I feel like if it doesn't come down to the money for you, if you're playing football for football, I feel like football, if you don't love it, then you get weaved out real fast. You got to love it to do it. So, in my opinion, paying them for doing something they love just helps out the process, and I think it's going to better than NCAA.
Exactly. But folks, that is the things in sports we like corner for this week. And let's just move. Think we got a little derailed there if I'm being honest. But you guys got the gist of what we're trying to say. Yay upsets and yay athletes making money off themselves.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, now let's get right into our NFL Week 9 recap. Of course, we're going to start this off with my top 5 because, like I've said in the past, and like I'll keep on saying, the only top 5 on this podcast or for on any show about sports that matters is mine because I'm right and everyone else is wrong. Cool.
Yep, yep, pretty much. Yeah. I just kind of give my opinion as we go along.
Yep, because that kind of matters because I'll be nice to you. You know, I'm a
Yeah.
great guy. But number 5, honestly, this list is the same as it was, I think, week 7. It changed a little bit last week, but now it's back to where it was. Number 5, we're going to start off with the Ravens. I really think they might actually challenge the Patriots this week on Sunday Night Football. I really hope they do because I need someone to challenge the Patriots for damn sakes.
Yeah, yeah, I definitely think I don't think any team goes past 10-0.
I really hope not because,
I
of
mean, I'm
course,
not even past 10-0. I don't think any team hits 10-0 this season.
yo, okay.
I don't think the Patriots or the 49ers hit 10-0.
Let's hope not. Number 4, we have the Green Bay Packers. I'm cautiously still putting them up this high because they like to disappoint their fans and the league. Seemingly every season, their offense is looking really strong. But what's a positive sign is that for once in like the last decade, their defense is actually looking pretty good as well, and they're playing complementary football, which is why they're winning football games.
Definitely. I could agree with that.
Yep. Moving right into number 3, it is the New Orleans Saints. They were at number 2 last week. They're back to number 3. I like the way they look. Drew Brees had a great game coming off of his injury early. Sorry, Jalen, but he fucked up the Cardinals secondary pretty well.
Yeah, I think the Drew Brees definitely showed he still got it. I definitely think they could keep making a push for that the playoffs. They did great with Teddy Bridgewater, and they did great with Drew Brees coming back, and they're still doing it without Alvin Kamara. So I can't wait to see how he does when he comes pushed back into the lineup with Latavius Murray.
Mm-hmm. Flying on into number 2, reclaiming their number 2 spot back from the Saints. And that's the 49ers again. I dropped them down to number 3 after they had a shithole of a game against the Redskins, only putting up 3 field goals, just looking like total dog shit. But after they drudged the Carolina Panthers 51-13,
Ouch.
I had to put them back in number 2 because not only did they make Kyle Allen throw his first interception, his second career interception, but he threw his first 3 career interceptions that game. That defense is still making moves. They're making Cam Newton look like a viable option once again, and that offense is still making people look like a joke. Tevin Coleman had 4 touchdowns last week. Thank God I had him in 2 of my fantasy leagues. Looking real good. Emmanuel Sanders just clicking right in with that offense. He had a touchdown in his first drive as a San Francisco 49er, which is just as many touchdowns as the Broncos have had in most of their football games, actually. Normally they only score like 1 touchdown a game. So good for you, E-Man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but Niners are clicking, and they're still looking scary good. Tonight, of course, we're recording this on Halloween, the Thursday. The 49ers just kind of actually escaped the Cardinals, which was weird.
Yeah, the Cardinals coaching staff kind of made 2 bad calls that ended up costing them the game. It could have been, I mean, it was a really close game, but they could easily have just
Was a
been
bad
shot. So.
offensive or defensive call?
At halftime, the Cardinals stopped the 49ers on the 1 yard line to end the half, but it was reviewed and saw that Cliff Kingsbury had called a timeout, which gave the
Ooh.
49ers a second chance, and they ended up scoring, going up 21-7.
Oh,
The game would have probably ended up going 21-25 had he not called that that timeout.
yeah. Credit to the Cardinals. They dished out the Niners for a whole quarter, but they still lost.
Yeah.
Emmanuel Sanders with another touchdown. That's 2 touchdowns in 2 games. Jimmy G throwing for a career high 4 touchdowns. It looks like he might actually start to be carrying his weight, which is a positive sign for the 49ers and for the 49er fans.
Also, the Cardinals put up the most points on the more points tonight than the 49ers have allowed in their last 3 games.
Well, look at that. The Cardinals are a good team. Nah, let's not get.
I mean, they're definitely. It definitely looks like they're clicking. I know I wouldn't, but at the same time, Kenyon Drake made his Arizona Cardinal debut after only being a part of the team for about 3 days, and he ran for about 110 yards and caught for about 56 yards. So with him, DJ and Chase Edmonds, and that Cardinals offense starting to look like it's actually starting to flow and not just keep stalling out every drive and a half.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like this could definitely be something to look forward to in the future. I don't think they make playoffs this year, but I definitely think there's somebody to look at later on in the future.
So 2 storylines off of Kenyon Drake. 1, he's still a good running back, and the Cardinals actually have a little bit of a run game now. And 2, the Dolphins really fucking suck. But of course we all knew that. And another thing that we all knew is that the Patriots is still the best team in the league.
Yeah. They've scored more defensive touchdowns than they have offensive touchdowns, so it's crazy at this point.
Yep. So that's my top 5. Yeah, the Ravens, Packers, Saints, Niners, and Patriots. Big theme is defense, as it should be, because of course defense wins championships, and offenses are only there to back up the defense.
Yeah, defense wins championships.
Yes, Jalen, thank you for repeating me. Is there an echo in here?
Echo.
Fuck you. Got a couple headlines coming out of this week's football games. Lucky for former Chargers offensive coordinator Ken Whisenhunt got fired after a win. It's a shame. But fired after they should have actually lost to the Bears. But, of course, the Bears cannot escape shit play calling by Matt Nagy, shit quarterback play by Mitch Trubisky, also shit field goal kicking by Cody Parkey. it's embarrassing. So far this year, the Chargers have only averaged 19 points per game, which is kind of bad considering Eckler is solid. You have Melvin Gordon back. Yeah, Philip Rivers back
I do
there.
have a question for you real quick
Ooh,
though.
what's the
I
question?
have a question.
Yeah,
In honor of also rest in peace to Pops. You know, he passed away from Friday
of
and
course.
the Wayne's Bros show.
Yep.
He's a great actor,
Hmm.
but a great line he made back in the movie Friday was how you get fired on your day off. Is getting
I
fired after a win worse than getting fired on your day off? Shout out to Chip Kelly.
ooh ooh. I don't think so actually. I think it's worse to get fired on your day off because you didn't even do anything. You could win a game and still have shit offense.
True, true.
Words of wisdom from the Go Goss
So
song.
it stands. Getting fired on your day off is still
Still the
worse
worst.
than fired after a win. Rest
Yep.
in peace, Pop.
I will argue that. Rest in peace. Rest in peace. Yep. Another headline: James Conner is injured. They're hoping that he misses a limited amount of time, but he did sprain that AC joint in his shoulder, which is kind of painful.
Mm.
But given the amount
Yeah,
of
that's not
drugs
fun.
and painkillers and all the good shit they got in those locker rooms, oh, he'll be fine. Just pump him up with whatever Aaron Rodgers was on for most of last season, and he'll be great. He'll be great.
Yeah, he should be fine. He's gonna come back, and I feel like he'll click right back in with that offense.
Yep. But moving on into
Also,
oh yes,
one more
Jalen.
headline from
Ooh.
today. Just it happened in the Thursday night game today.
Mm-hmm.
George Kittle took a shot to the knee early in the game and was hobbled. I mean, he still had a pretty great game. Don't get me wrong, but for the most of the rest of the game, he was hobbled, and he did sit out most of the fourth quarter, and I think a little bit of the third quarter. So
Mm.
that might be something to look into whether he does play next week because the 49ers have already had their bye week. Their bye week was week 4,
You all know what I
so
say
he
to
might
that?
be missing some times. What's that?
Give us some of them shots, baby. Let's go
All right.
shots. Oh, some of that good morphine, some of that good painkillers. Just give me all that good shit because who gives a fuck? It's football. Like
Yeah, that's
we're
true.
supposed to destroy our bodies for the enjoyment of ourselves and everyone else around us, right?
I think that's how it works.
CTs for bitches. But now it's time to move into one of my favorite corners. I'm gonna say it's a fan favorite corner because I've heard from a fan that is their favorite corner. Jalen, I know it's one of your favorite corners, and that
Oh yeah,
is
definitely.
our
Overreactions are
overreaction
awesome.
segment, baby. Not only so we've
Overreactions.
had, if most we've had 5, but this week I am bringing you double that. We got 10 overreactions. We got 10 statements to overreact or to not overreact to. Jalen, are you
Let's
ready?
get this started. Let's do this.
Fucking send it, baby. Number 1, and that is the Patriots defense is going to score more points than they gave up. Before you answer this, let me throw in the stat line that the Patriots defense has scored 6 defensive touchdowns this year, and they've only given them 4 defensively. Is that an
Yeah,
overreaction?
that's tough. I think that's an overreaction. I feel like your defense is going to get going, but at a certain point, you are going to run into a high-power offense, like maybe this week
Maybe the
the
Ravens.
Ravens, and somebody's going to score on you. I don't think it's going to be a very wide margin. I'm not saying that flips and they'll totally just get destroyed, but at the same time, I think it is really, really difficult to keep that stat line average going.
Mm-hmm.
So I do think their offense stays dominant. I mean, their defense stays dominant for us this season, but I don't think it stays as dominant as it has been through the first
Mm-hmm.
couple weeks.
Jalen, one thing I really appreciate how kind of cordial and professional you were when you're delivering your answer about that statement. So when I give my statement, fuck no, they're not going to score more touchdowns than they give up. The shit. It's pretty cool that they got going right now, but consider they played the Jets twice, they played the Giants, they played the Redskins, and they played the dog shit Browns and the Bills. Nah, man, those teams are garbage. And wait till they actually play a good
Play the
team.
Dolphins
They're going to
too.
give up. So they've only given 4. I say they give up 4 defensive touchdowns against the Ravens.
They give up 4 defensive touchdowns to the Ravens.
Yes, defensively they give up 4 touchdowns.
Oh, they give up. I thought you were
Oh, no,
saying that the
no.
Ravens were going to score
No,
4
no.
defensive
Oh,
touchdowns.
I'd be really okay with that. No, but the bold prediction, the Patriots defense has only given up 4 touchdowns in the year, and I say they match that, and the Ravens will score 4 touchdowns on the Patriots defense on Sunday night.
So you say 28 points or 28 plus points?
Well, it doesn't have to be 28. It could be 24 technically if the Bears kicker if Justin Tucker decides to shit his pants, but I'm saying 4 touchdowns. They're going to do it.
Yeah, sure.
So that is a total overreaction, by the way. Number 2,
That total overreaction.
Joe Flacco is not elite.
I don't know why this is. I don't know why this is here. I feel like it's because you're a Broncos fan, Ross, and
No.
you still live and die by the fact. I mean, the statement Joe Flacco is elite. But we all know that this is not overreaction, and Joe Flacco is not elite and has not been elite for a couple of years now.
Oh, so you admit that at one point he was elite. Thank you very much. That's all I need.
That's all I need.
That's all I'm going to do. Jalen, all of his titles that we mentioned at the beginning, I'm not going to repeat it because it's a mouthful. But Jalen Johnson does admit that Joe Flacco, at one point in time, was indeed elite. Thank you. Yes. I rest my case, Your Honor.
The defense rests.
Okay, so you say it is not an overaction that he is not elite. Okay.
And I'm pretty sure he's out 4 to 6 weeks, so
yes,
that puts a dent in the eliteness.
Nope, because I'm going that this statement is an overreaction, but not for the way you think. Well, as you may recall, I forget, it was like a podcast or 2 ago, we did mention that Joe Flacco is elite because he's elite in not being elite, which makes him elite. So Joe Flacco is elite, which makes this Joe Flacco is not elite in overreaction because he is elite in not being elite, which is elite.
Ross has a deep emotion about this argument, so
it's the only thing I have to live on at this point, being a Broncos fan.
Yeah. Okay, let's get to the next overreaction.
I'm going to pull the trigger. There's nothing you can do to stop me. Okay.
All right, let's get back to amazing podcast. Suicide is not the answer, people. Let's get this going.
But what about the questions? What's not the answer? That isn't suicide the answer?
All right, the third overreaction. Belichick is going to coach until he's 75.
Okay, this is not an overreaction. If we're actually being honest, he's about to be 70, and this fucker is still destroying defenses. He is. I say he's mind-fucking defenses harder than Roger Kraft is those little prostitutes in the massage parlors. Or what Tom Brady does to his son's mouth.
Oh. Ouch.
Bill Belichick's coaching till he's 85, and there's nothing that the world can do to stop him.
In seriousness, since this is also a serious podcast, I'm going to be the voice of the serious people. Ross can continue his stuff.
My bad.
I feel like Belichick's going to coach until he just doesn't want to, or some type of health reason comes up.
I still think
I say 76 to be exact.
Is totally reasonable. I think he'll do it until he gets to 80, just cause.
I think he'll stop at 76. I think at 80 he will have done everything he wants to do. I honestly don't know what he wants to do
and
still.
Make the country hate the Patriots even more than we already do.
I feel like that's a great thing for him. I feel like he'd love to be the first coach to hit double digits in Super Bowl win.
Oh my! It's going to happen too. It's going to happen because none of us wants it to, which is why it's going to happen.
Unless Brady retires. I think if Brady retires, it kind of takes off that extra.
Well,
because I feel like
Tom Brady is the greatest system quarterback of all time. Bill Belichick is just going to have another quarterback come on in. They're still going to win games because Tom Brady's overrated. Is not the GOAT.
I think they win games, but I feel like Tom Brady, even though I do believe that he is the best system quarterback of all time, I think he fills out the the holes that are in Belichick's offense with the ability that he does have.
What the
And I
ability to be able
think
to throw the
when you lose
receivers
him,
that are white that have 5 yards of space between them and the nearest
yes,
defender.
he throws great. He
Or
throws a
throwing.
great ball to the Walmart
The
cashiers.
one thing I will say
Um,
about Tom Brady is that he throws a damn good screen pass.
yeah,
Oh man, yeah, Belichick's coaching.
but I
That's
think
not an
after Brady,
overreaction to me.
no, I don't think that's an overreaction. He could definitely coach until he's 75. Um, I just I feel like at some point when Brady leaves, I feel like he's not going to retire till after Brady leaves. Obviously, I don't think
Yeah.
anyone else is going to coach Brady.
Well,
But
also Brady's
another
not going to leave. He's
overreaction
just
I'd
going to
like to talk
retire.
about is headlines were saying that Brady is preparing to leave. I'm pretty sure we talked about this
Oh, we
last
we
week.
covered this last week.
Uh,
It's a total
yeah,
overreaction. Yeah.
but they are still talking about it now, saying Brady's ready to leave.
Well, yeah, it's because
What's
they
a
need
great
to
destination
get
for Brady?
put themselves into the headlines because we just got a bunch of sellouts in the sports media industry with no backbone,
Pretty much.
and they're a bunch of spineless cowards. If you want to argue with me, put me on your show, please.
Yeah, go ahead.
I dare you to
I
put the
will
Fourth and Long
thrash you.
podcast on the morning talk shows. I dare you. You won't. You won't. Hey,
You won't.
hey, you won't put us
We'll be bigger than you.
you won't put us on First Take. You won't put us on
You won't.
Undisputed. You won't. Dare you.
You
Dare
won't.
you.
Me and Shannon Sharp would get along
Oh,
great.
he's one of my favorite players of all time. Bronco fan, man. We'll
He
get
is.
along.
He's one of my favorite personalities
Oh, one of
in
the
football
greatest
of all
shit
time.
talkers of all time, without a doubt. God bless
He
you, Shannon
called
Sharp.
the
You
Coast
great
Guard
guy. But Skip Bayless,
on the
fuck
Patriots.
yourself. Bring us on if you want to defend yourself.
All right, next one.
I love how we're saying this with absolutely no leverage in the situation.
Not at all.
Worth a shot. Kids, shoot your shot. That's the advice I'll give you. Segment number 4. Aaron Rodgers is the most talented quarterback in the league. And before you even say anything, this is by far not an overreaction. Especially with Patrick Mahomes out right now. And Aaron Rodgers has been doing Aaron Rodgers things for longer than Patrick Mahomes has. Aaron Rodgers is the most talented quarterback in the league, even with Patrick Mahomes in lineups.
um, I feel like he's definitely, yeah, I would say he's definitely in that conversation. Obviously, you could argue a couple other people, but I definitely think Aaron
Who
Rodgers,
besides
if you
Aaron,
even have
or
that conversation,
would you
he
put
does
Russell
not fall off the
Wilson
top
into that
three.
conversation?
Yeah,
Would you say the
I would
most
say he's
talented
top three
quarterbacks in the
now.
league right now is Aaron Rodgers, Patrick Mahomes,
Mm-hmm.
Russell Wilson, in that order?
Say that one more time. Oh, yep, Patrick Mahomes. Yep. I got you. I agree.
Gotcha.
I
Yep.
100% agree.
Yep. But
But
what is
my
this
question is,
overreaction though? Is Aaron
no,
Rodgers?
it's definitely not overreaction. I think that's perfectly the way he's playing now and the way he's played throughout his career. He's earned it.
Yep.
So definitely not overreaction.
All
My
right.
question to you is,
Mm-hmm.
after we're talking about the most uh, talented QBs in the league, who are the top three most athletic quarterbacks in the league right
Lamar Jackson, Russell Wilson,
now?
and Joe Flacco. Moving on. Number 5. Number 5. The Falcons are the most disappointing team in the league right now.
Yeah, I would say they definitely are the most disappointing.
I guess them
Uh,
or the Browns.
yeah,
Yeah,
I would
that's
say
the
the
thing.
Browns.
Really.
I would say the Browns. The Falcons, we could obviously see they had holes, and they were missing a lot of stuff. Obviously, we're expecting them to play this bad, but the Browns, you know how many people put money on them winning the Super Bowl? They
Um,
might not even make playoffs now.
it's really funny how that happened.
Yeah,
We got
they
thousands
look
of
real good
dumbasses.
on paper.
Well,
They
yeah,
looked really good on paper.
to me, so to you, this is an overreaction.
Pff, it's barely an overreaction. I
Okay.
would say the Browns are
No, no,
because
don't say
the
barely,
Falcons people
Jalen.
were
I,
like,
I need you to tell me on this show. We just make statements. It doesn't matter if we can back up or not. We make statements. Is this an overreaction or a non-overreaction?
it's an overreaction.
Okay.
The Falcons aren't the most disappointing team. I feel like they were hit or miss this season.
Hmm.
I feel like a lot of people thought they were hit or miss this season. I feel like the Browns, where people expected them to win Super Bowl or at least make the Super Bowl, and it doesn't even look like at this rate that they are going to make playoffs. So I
Yep.
definitely think that the Browns are way more disappointing than the Falcons.
See, that's where I disagree with you on this one as well. This is not an overreaction. Me being the genius I am, you can go back to our first podcast, even though the audio on that was a total shit show. Who cares? Still had good stuff in it. The I
Substance.
yeah, it's about the substance, okay? The substance. Just like all the legal ones that John Jones does. But
Okay. Old John Jones.
beat
New
the
John Jones
Rams.
is a different man.
Oh, new John Jones just goes on hit and runs.
Old John Jones. It's in the past.
Okay, but I think that this is not an overreaction. Me being the genius I am, did predict the Browns not even making the playoffs. So
Hmm.
I predicted the Falcons to also not make the playoffs, but that's besides the point. I thought the Falcons were going to be a better team than the Browns. Between Julio, Matt Ryan is a top five quarterback in the league. At least he was last year. He's one of the more consistent quarterbacks. They had the stuff there on defense. They still have a good running back in Devonta Freeman. That line is still good. They should be a competitive team, but the shit that they've done out there, what Dan Quinn's done with that team, has been so awful, especially defensively. It's been abysmal. And as a franchise, they've just been disappointing ever since what was it, 28-3. Never forget.
Yeah, I definitely think that their defense is playing elementary style defense at this moment. You could tell they're not communicating. They're running. They're missing assignments. It's
Elementary, as
it's
in elementary school, could beat their defense right now.
yeah. It's they're really just missing a lot of like just basic stuff that a
Mm-hmm.
lot of elementary school kids and high school kids run on a daily basis.
Yeah,
And so it's just kind of sad to see that the NFL level teams make those mistakes that you should have learned from a long time ago.
pretty damn embarrassing. Dan Quinn, I know you're listening to the show because why wouldn't you?
Because who
Honestly,
isn't?
why? Exactly,
Who isn't
exactly.
listening
Who
right now?
isn't? I know he is right now. I hope you cry yourself to sleep every night because your defense sucks and you shouldn't be a head coach.
Yeah. Go
Should
coach the Browns.
Honestly, he's better than Freddie Kitchens. All right,
Yeah.
number 6, and that is the Bears need to bench Mitch Trubisky if they want to be competitive. Right now, this year, Mitch Trubisky has a 3-3 record with a 64.6 completion percentage, averaging an abysmal 182 yards per game. And through 6 games, he has 5 touchdowns and 3 interceptions. Jalen, overreaction or not?
Ouch. Uh, I I don't think it's an overreaction, but I wouldn't say bench him this season. I say draft him competition or sign somebody who's has the ability to start and give him a run for his money in the offseason. I feel like pulling him now kind of will kill team morale and make your team less competitive overall. But I do think definitely, obviously, probably not a first round pick, but maybe a second or third round pick on a quarterback and probably bringing a veteran to go against Trubisky for that starting spot to push him to be better
Mm-hmm.
or to find your new quarterback.
Once again, Jalen, very good points because you do articulate well. You do make good points. But like usual, you're wrong. The the Bears need to bench him. Chase Daniels is the answer. It's not. He can't do much worse. I guess the only thing you can do right now, especially with Mitch, is he's just bad. He just throws these passes that are shit. He makes shit decisions. You have
Mm-hmm.
Matt Nagy trying to just trying to pad Mitch Trubisky's stats, and he still can't even do that. I think they had against the Chargers. They had five. They were in the red zone 5 times. They scored 1 touchdown out of those 5 times, and that was from running the ball. It's
Ouch.
Yeah, Mitch isn't good. Chase Daniels
Not
is
at all.
not that much worse. He's probably better than Mitch, because at least he's a little more veteran. Do the Bears chase Teddy Bridgewater free agency and give him the $30 million a year he's going to be asking for,
Or
or
does Cam Newton become free?
No,
and they get a chance to sign him.
no, not
I
happening.
say next. I say next season the Bears quarterback's either going to be Cam Newton or Teddy Bridgewater.
All right, so we can agree that the Black Fever is going to be taking over Chicago next year.
Yeah.
What? Don't say it like that. That's the only position we have left. Damn it. And offensive
Yeah.
line. I guess that's really that's all we got. Shout out to Eric
Yeah.
Weddle for
Offensive
being the
line's
one
pretty.
white guy as a safety. Bless up.
And tight ends. You guys got tight ends a little bit.
That's right. For the most part.
Tight ends and offensive line.
Greg
Yeah,
Olson.
for the most part.
Yeah. He was Mexican. Yeah, he doesn't count.
Yeah. No, he doesn't.
Shit. It's a sad,
I
sad
mean,
day.
you guys got George Kittle.
Yeah.
You guys had
Got Gronk.
Gronkowski, Zach Ertz,
There's still a little bit of spark
um,
left in the whites.
Hunter Henry, Mark Andrews.
Okay, at least we still got hockey with all the Canadians.
For now.
Please, is that a warning? Is that a threat, Jalen?
Maybe.
Well, at least it's
Blacks aren't getting cold anymore. Watch out.
the blacks have evolved. They wear sweatshirts and jeans. Watch out, white people.
You heard it here first.
And we can say that because Jalen's black. Token.
Mhm. Yeah, definitely. Yep, definitely.
Throw that on your resume.
Throw that on my resume for my next announcement.
Fourth and long podcast. Token.
Mm-hmm.
Bless up, Jalen. Number 7. The Bengals are worse than the Dolphins.
Nope. Nobody's worse than the Dolphins.
Yeah, no. Overreaction as well. I think it's actually really close. Shout out to Andy Dalton getting benched on his birthday. He didn't get fired on his day off, but he got benched on his birthday.
He got benched on his birthday.
Honestly, he should keep that as a good present because he's still making the same money, but he doesn't have to go out there and get sacked 20 times a game because of his shit online. Good for him.
True, but he does lose his bonuses from playing time.
Well,
but he still does a big contract.
He's still a millionaire. Shut the fuck.
He's still a millionaire. But I would just say nobody is worse than the Dolphins.
Nope.
The Dolphins are tanking and they're not afraid to show it. They literally are just giving away players left and right. They just gave up Kenyon Drake for a conditional 6th-round pick.
Oh, that's how low the pick ended up being. Jeez.
Yeah, it was a conditional 6, and if Kenyon Drake does really good, which it looks like he will, it goes up to a 5th. But it's Kenyon Drake.
They get a 5th. Oh.
So it's pretty much like, and Kenyon Drake is 25 years old, so pretty much it's as if the Cardinals, if they do end up keeping him for next season and have a chance to re-sign him, it's pretty much as if the Cardinals drafted Kenyon Drake in the 5th round, which anybody would be perfectly fine with.
But for being honest, the Dolphins defense did... their talent level probably tripled with the addition of Aqib Talib. So, positive.
Yeah, but I feel like
they would
probably win a game if they would have kept Minka. But they got rid of Minka.
Oh, I feel so bad for Aqib Talib. He doesn't deserve this. He was winning Super Bowls in Denver on one of the greatest defenses of all time 4 years ago. Now he's on one of the worst teams in NFL history.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think this Dolphins team could definitely be a team that ends up going 0-16.
Just like the year the Patriots went 16-0, the Dolphins almost went 0-16. They went 1-15, right?
Yeah. The Lions have gone 0-16.
Yep.
The Dolphins have gone 0-16 before. I'm pretty sure they have gone 0-16.
0-16?
What was that?
Have the Cardinals gone 0-16?
I'm not 100% sure. And the Browns went 0-16. What was that, 2 seasons ago?
Oh, yeah, when they had the parade. That was amazing.
Yeah, the 0-16 parade. That was awesome.
Yeah. The only thing they ever celebrate. But the Bengals are not worse than Dolphins. That is an overreaction.
No.
The Dolphins are dog shit. It's
absolutely.
I'm almost impressed at how bad they are. It's like their coaches were mad that they were winning at halftime against the Steelers on Monday.
And then the Steelers absolutely destroyed them with, 28 unanswered points?
Yep. Thank you, Juju, and thank you, James Conner.
Yeah, Juju helped me.
Yep. Same number 8. the 49ers are better than the Patriots?
No, I feel like that was proven
Why
tonight.
not? Why
And
aren't they better?
one more time.
Why not, Jalen? Why?
The Patriots have a better defense
Yeah, they do.
overall.
No,
The Patriots have a better offense overall. They have a better quarterback
the
in their
offense is
system
kind of looking a
overall.
little iffy after the last couple. The offensive arguments looking a little iffy after the last couple weeks of football that the 49ers are played now.
No, no, I think the 49ers did. They put up a lot of points, but I feel like they don't do that again. They just don't.
I could see.
Um,
I agree with you because I could totally see how you argue this, so especially given strength of schedule.
hmm Yeah, definitely the strength of schedule. Well, both of them are. Well, the 49ers are definitely in a tougher division overall, but I
Well,
definitely do
that's
not.
the understatement of the show's history. Jeez.
They're in one of the toughest divisions possible right now.
Yeah, you
Everyone right
have
now
three
is.
playoff contenders and a decent team in the Cardinals.
Yeah, the Cardinals are. The Cardinals definitely put up
Shitty.
a chance against most teams. They're like, yeah,
Oh,
they
really?
do come up short, but I do they put up a chance. Okay, Ross.
Maybe. Just making
But
sure you heard me.
I definitely think that the Niners are a good team, and I do think they are legit. But at the same time, there's they're not better than the Pats. The Pats defense has only allowed 4 touchdowns this season.
As
Um,
mentioned earlier.
yeah, it's just I don't see it. If there is a 49ers and Patriots Super Bowl, I think the Patriots take it again. Um, I don't see the Niners being better than the Patriots at all.
Jalen, I'm gonna have to say one thing about your statement, and that is that I do agree with you. Yeah, the Niners are really close. Of course, they're really close second to the Patriots, but the Patriots are still a better team. That is indeed an overreaction.
Definitely an overreaction.
But what actually might not be an overreaction is statement number 9, and that's Nick Bosa is not winning the Rookie of the Year. No,
Do they even pass out rookie of the year anymore?
yeah, they do.
Pretty sure it's just individual now.
No, it's called Rookie of the Year.
No, I'm pretty sure it's just defensive rookie and offensive rookie.
Yeah, that's what I meant. That's what I meant, Jalen.
Oh,
Thanks
yeah.
for the clarification, though,
Um,
Jalen. Not only is Jalen the head of the social media and all that, but he's also the official clarifier on the Fourth Long podcast.
yep, yep. Thank you. Thank you.
Promotion. Good job, Jalen. Pop the bubbly.
Yeah, yep. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. No.
No, but so Nick Bosa
I
is not. Let me finish the statement. Okay.
okay.
Okay. Nick Bosa is not winning Defensive Rookie of the Year, but instead he's winning Defensive Player of the Year.
Mm,
Ooh.
that's an overreaction.
Mm.
I don't see it happening. I feel like he definitely wins defensive rookie of the year. I give him that. But I don't see him winning defensive player of the year when there's still players out there like let's see, Chandler Jones is out there, Von Miller is out there,
If you were to
Aaron
redo this
Donald's
draft
out
right now,
there.
Dominic Foxworth.
Aaron Donald's getting double teamed almost every play, and that only happens when you're one of the top defensive players. Um, yeah, I just feel like there's way too many veterans that are doing what he does, but better. Yeah, I don't see him winning defensive player of the year.
That's fair. Do you think he's up there at least?
I think he's would be in the top 10 for defensive player of the year,
10.
definitely.
Wow.
Top 10. I don't know where I would put him. I would definitely have to look and make my own list. I don't have every top player in my head right now.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he wins that. I think top 10 at most, fifth in the top 5. But I don't see him being a top candidate for defensive player of the year. I feel like he plays in spurts. I feel like he's not I feel like he has a lot of great plays, but he doesn't. He's not like Aaron Donald. He can break out any play, but there are players where you see Nick Bosa, and he's not like I'm not saying he won't get there. I feel like he's a rookie, and obviously you can't blame him for not
Yep.
being there yet because
But
he is a
you don't
rookie.
think he's the best defensive player, but you do think that he will win the Rookie of the Year, Defensive Rookie of the Year.
I do think he wins Defensive Rookie of the Year. I feel like that's an overreaction. I feel like that's definitely, if I had to pick a Defensive Rookie of the Year right now,
Mm-hmm.
it'd be between him and Josh Allen of Jacksonville.
Very fair.
Um, but I definitely think he does not win
All right.
Defensive Player of the Year.
I'm going to take the other side of this argument. Right now, this beast of rookie is on pace for 46 total tackles, 37 solo, with 16 sacks, 2 forced fumbles, 2 fumble recoveries, and 2 interceptions. And right there, that is Defensive Player of the Year numbers right there. I believe that it's not an overreaction. He will be in the conversation. I think he finishes as a top 3 candidate. So to me, this is not an overreaction. Does he win? That's still up for a debate. But does he at least come really close? I think he does. I think he does.
It'll definitely be something to look into.
Mm-hmm.
I do think if he does what he did in this first half of the season, let's say he doubles all of his numbers, I say he wins it. But if he does anything less than double his numbers, I don't think
Nah,
he wins it.
I feel it. But to close out this extended special edition segment of the overreaction, let's finish out with our last statement here, and that is number 10. Tom Brady is a system quarterback.
He is.
Not an
This isn't
overreaction?
just a. This is a fourth and long statement.
Yeah.
Well, we made this statement. Tom Brady is a system quarterback. I don't think. I think he's a good quarterback, but I don't think he'd be in the discussion for greatest quarterbacks of all time if he was in any other system.
Well, there is a reason that the word Tom is in the word system. And that's because,
System.
yes.
It's not system anymore.
No,
It's system.
System. Trademark that some bitch. Tom Brady is a system quarterback, not an overreaction. Thank you very much. At us, you angry Boston fans. Please.
Yeah.
I
He's
want
always
your
a
Twitter
love.
impressions. Give it to us, please. But that is the segment for this week. I hope you guys enjoyed this extended amount of questions and statements that we have for each other. I had a lot of fun with that, Jalen. But to move in, I want
It's
to
definitely
talk
always fun.
about this. I want to throw this up to you. Moving on from the overreactions, let's move into something else. Sticking with football, though. And I want to talk about a couple of former top draft picks from the 2015 NFL draft. Yeah, Jameis Winston taking number 1 out of Florida State. And then Marcus Mariota taking number 2, the Heisman winner of that year, out of Oregon. Obviously, their careers have not gone as well as most people thought they would. Yeah, famous
Not at all.
Jameis and his turnovers over there in Tampa. And then you have Marcus having like 50% of his passes being uncatchable, which is also not good. So,
Yeah.
given how their careers have gone so far, which is shit, who, if you could redo that draft, is still having to take Jameis or Marcus, who would you take?
I would take Marcus. Marcus, I feel like, especially right now with Bruce Arians, I feel like that'd be a great coach for him. Bruce Arians is the quarterback whisperer.
Seemingly.
But
Also the
Jameis
donut whisperer.
turns the ball. Jameis turns the ball over way too much. I feel like Marcus Mariota's offensive line has been abysmal so far this season, allowing way too many sacks. They allowed 7 sacks to the Broncos.
Well, put a little
And
respect
that's
on the
obviously the
Broncos,
Broncos.
please.
Yeah, let me finish. The Broncos do have a great pass rush, but to allow NFL offensive line to allow 7 sacks
It's pretty bad.
in one game,
It's pretty bad.
it's. I feel like their line has been bad, and he's been having to make a lot of decisions on the run, and obviously he wasn't expecting to. And I feel like this kind of came out of nowhere to him, and he wasn't prepared for the season to go the way it has been going. And I feel like they ended up putting it all on him and ended up benching him. But I do not feel like it was his fault that the season has gone the way it has. Jameis Winston and the Buccaneers this season has gone the way it has gone because of Jameis Winston's inconsistency and inaccuracy throwing the ball. He turns the ball over way too much. He makes terrible decisions, and I definitely would have taken Marcus Mariota over Jameis Winston in that draft.
I do agree with you. Out of the two, I prefer Marcus because has less turnovers. When he throws the ball, he's not necessarily throwing it to the defense like Jameis does. He just throws it way out of bounds into the stadium, outside the stadium, into the parking lot, into the next state, because they're just uncatchable for both offense
Mm-hmm.
and defense. So if we're
Yeah,
picking the lesser two evils, I'm gonna take that. I'd rather no one be able
yeah,
to catch it
definitely.
than just the other team being able to catch it. You know,
Yeah.
if anything, Marcus is just being overly safe with the football, which is a compliment, I think. He just
I think
throws a lot
so.
of passes away. That's all he does.
He's throwing the ball away. He's playing the safe.
Good for him. No, no, I will take Marcus. And I think you're crazy if you take Jameis, if I'm being honest, because he's had the talent
Yeah.
around him, and he still hasn't been able to produce. Marcus hasn't had dog shit in Tennessee.
The only reason you take Jameis Winston over Marcus Mariota is if you want to know where the best crab leg spot is.
Or if you want someone to sexually assault the Uber driver.
That too. All right. Next thing.
Oh boy, the shit you can't say if we're actually on the real radio show,
Mhm.
and that's why we do
No,
this
no, you
podcast.
cannot.
And that even if we do end up being able to like try to get monetized by YouTube, probably won't because the shit. Not that Jalen's is, but just what I say. I'll take credit for that.
Yeah, yeah. I'm usually the lesser of two evils on this show.
Oh yeah, you're definitely the Marcus Mariota. I am the Jameis Winston. Except
Yeah,
I'm good at what I
and
do.
just so you guys know, since obviously you guys aren't here for when we record, we do this in one try. This is we don't
Oh
talk about
yeah,
stuff and redo it. We just say it as we go, and then we edit it and post it.
I
There is
hardly.
no
Hey, if I'm being honest, I don't know if this is a good thing or a bad thing, but I hardly edit.
yeah. The editing is not. You guys get the full, just raw whatever we
But
say
that's what we prefer if
in
we're
the
being
moment.
honest, because you have a lot of other shows out there that fine tune everything they say, really try to edit it down to perfect. Nah,
Yeah,
this is just a conversation that we put up on YouTube that you guys are here for,
pretty much.
and honestly, that's how I prefer it.
It's we don't talk beforehand about what we can and cannot say.
Oh
We kind of
man,
just go
he's not even joking. Like we'll talk about the agenda for maybe 5 minutes before we go on.
yeah, we just talk about the agenda, what we want to talk about. And if I remember something that happened that we don't have on the agenda, I bring it up. If he
Mhm.
remembers something, he brings it up. Then we start going. When he says something and I say something, even if he says something I don't like or I say something he doesn't like, you guys hear it first. We don't take it out.
No,
We keep it in.
the shit's raw, just like how Philip Rivers does it with his wife. 11 kids, hell yeah.
Yeah, exactly. This is the Philip Rivers podcast.
This shit's as raw
We
as the
keep it
crab
all
legs
in.
that Jameis Winston stole and back in college. Hell yeah.
Yeah, that's so funny. I find that hilarious.
Yeah.
I don't know if anyone has seen a crab leg before,
He tried to steal
but
crab legs.
and how sticky it is when you eat it with your hands. He tried to steal crab legs.
Jameis Winston tried to steal crab legs.
Of all things that you could try to steal, he tried to steal crab legs.
Oh, the only thing he could
He's an
steal is
NFL
the
quarterback.
first round over or the first overall money, and now the defense is
Yeah,
just steal from him. Gets pickpocketed every damn day. Yeah, but
yeah.
we
Uh,
we say on the Fourth Long podcast, we like it raw.
mm-hmm.
This is so
All right.
stupid. I can't give a straight face. Man, I wish eventually when we actually start able to record shows with video in this bitch as well. Oh, shit's gonna be glorious. So you can see all the stupid shit we do. As well as
Yeah.
hearing all the stupid shit we do. Because I'm
Yeah,
sure
yeah,
that's
it was
what the
definitely
people want.
beautiful. But honestly, all that has to happen is just this podcast just has to grow. We're trying our best. We try to put out the best social media we can. We try to comment on all the big
Yeah,
stories.
obviously,
We try to
Jalen
put out
needs
the
to try
best
harder.
podcast we can. Yeah, I do. I've definitely been really busy. But I
He's
try to
making
tweet when I can.
excuses.
But we're definitely getting up there. We're definitely starting to get more attention. So I definitely think we're on our way up. So
Hell yeah,
hopefully you
baby.
guys love what we put out. If you guys don't like what we put out, go ahead and just let us know, and we either fix it or we tell you to fuck off. So it's definitely we love feedback.
It's what we do, baby. But as advertised at the beginning of the show, we do have a new segment in celebration of double digit episodes. And that is
Yes,
what we're introducing is the crazy stat of the week. Now, personally, disclaimer, can't guarantee I can't even talk. I cannot guarantee a crazy stat of the week. Well, in my opinion, it could be crazy, but to you it might not be. But of course, like me and Jalen have said many times on the show, who gives a fuck about your opinion? We're not asking for. Well,
yeah.
actually, we just did ask for yours. Shit.
No, we do love your opinion, but
But we
our
don't
opinions about
like.
sports are our opinion about sports, and when it
Okay,
comes to
here,
that,
I
we
got a
do
good way
not
to
care.
put it. We want your opinion, but I don't give a shit about your opinion. But we still want
Mm, okay, okay, that's one way to say it. That's one way to say
it. But
it.
we actually have a couple cool and crazy stats of the week. First one that I want to talk about, just kind of cool. Bill Belichick's first win as a head coach came with the Browns when they beat the Patriots. And so over on Sunday, his 300th win as a head coach came when the Patriots beat the Browns. That's just
And also,
and
another
also,
crazy stat that goes along with that
ooh,
is
yep.
Bill Belichick is also the last Browns coach to win in Foxborough.
And that was in the 90s. Oh my.
Yeah, that was a long time ago. That's pretty sad.
Like everyone already knew, but we're just going to reinforce with facts. The Browns are shit, and they've been shit, and they are shit, and they will be shit. It's just shit.
Yeah, but you can always hope for the best.
Yeah, good luck to you guys. And also, out of this week's, going back to the San Francisco 49ers and Carolina Panthers game, we have a new scoregami, and that is the final score of 51-13. That is the 1,052nd unique final score in NFL history. So, congrats.
Mm.
Round of applause.
Yeah, you know how difficult that is to do? There's been so many games of NFL football, and to never have that score been the final
It's
score
kind of
before,
cool.
that's beautiful.
Kind of cool.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, man. But there is our football coverage of the week. Thank you for that segment. Probably gonna have a lot of people tune out now because, of course, the football's best. But Jalen, this is why you get paid the big bucks, the big 15 cents an hour on that Chinese wage, baby. When we're being
Yeah,
generous.
well, Chinese sweatshop wage.
Yeah, if we're being. But let's get the NBA discussion going. And the first thing I want
All
to
right,
ask you, Jalen,
all
is
right.
are the Warriors in trouble already?
One more time.
Are the Warriors in trouble already?
Um, After last night, yeah. After before yesterday, I would have said no, but Steph Curry just broke his hand against the Suns last night.
They got beat kind of bad by the Suns as well.
Yeah, the Suns, they ended up only winning by 11, but it would have been a lot more had the Suns not put their backups in for the
Mm,
fourth quarter.
yeah,
I feel like if they kept playing the way they were playing the rest of the quarter, it would have been a lot worse. And then plus Steph Curry going out, Klay Thompson's already out. You lost KD. D'Lo's now your best scorer. And I put nothing past D'Lo. I think D'Lo is amazing, but I
much
don't think
respect,
this Warriors team.
D'Lo. If Jalen's
Yeah,
calling you out, if you want to come on the podcast to defend yourself, just hit us up. We'll make it work.
yeah. And if any fans want to join us for a podcast because we talk trash about your team, let
Ooh,
us know. That is content.
we
We'll
will
let it
put you
happen.
up on
Come
here
on with us.
and have a great discussion because we're great people and we won't insult you at all. But
That's
no
a lie.
promises.
But but I do think the Warriors are in trouble. They are having really bad injury problems. Their team leader now is Draymond Green. So
Ain't that just a kick
I,
in the nuts?
yeah, that's a kick in the nuts. So I definitely think that
Saturday
they're
Night
in
Live hired
trouble.
me. I'm a genius.
I definitely think they're in trouble at this moment because of their injuries of key players. Like it's not just backup or role players that are injured; these are starters,
Nope. You have Klay
all
Thompson,
stars that
of
are
course, out
injured.
for the season. Steph Curry is
Hmm.
out for a noticeable amount of time because bones take a while to heal. KD's
Yeah, a
not on the
broken
team
hand that
anymore.
it looked pretty bad.
Eh, it's not looking good for the team in San Francisco right now.
Not at all. It's definitely they're in trouble. But I said they need to panic. After you find out how serious Curry's injury is, that I feel like that's when you start panicking. If it's a season ender or a
No,
majority of the season
no,
ender,
it's going to be
then
like a month. Let's be real. The
yeah,
NBA
I'm just
also
saying
has
when
that good
it
shit
comes
that they
down,
pump players up with.
yeah. But when that comes out, I feel like that's when you start to panic because you already are putting up 126 points per game. So I feel like if you don't have your like before, if you would have said that the Warriors putting up 126 points per game last season with everyone healthy and everyone they had, like whatever, they'll put up 140. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a Warriors fan, but
No, no,
I
none of
do
us
think
are.
now that I do think now that you've lost pretty much all those weapons that they had, the only weapon left they really have is pretty much Draymond and D'Lo. I think it's definitely time to worry.
Yep, that's fair. A couple things I want to point out. Yeah, right now they have a 1-3 record with their only win coming off a really depleted Pelicans team. And defensively, you got to worry about them defensively. Offensively, not with Steph Curry out, but defensively, they've been giving up 126 points a game.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to be able to outscore very many people when you're giving up 126 a game. You're just not.
Definitely.
So that might be an issue. Piggybacking off of that, are the Suns for real? Is it too early to tell, or can we just make some bold statements like usual and say that the Suns are going to be a team to beat in the West?
As of right now, based off the small amount of basketball we've seen, the Suns have now beat the Warriors, and they've also beat this year's team to beat the Clippers.
They also kicked the shit
Obviously,
out of
been
the
the same.
Kings.
Yeah,
Just
and they
rubbing
beat the
the salt in the wound,
Kings.
Jalen. You're welcome.
Yeah, yeah, I understand, but I was trying to say teams that have been winning in the past.
Past
they,
as in
they,
the 80s when
okay.
the Kings were, yeah. Yeah, I guess they were good then.
No, I was saying teams that are currently winning, as in the
Also,
Warriors
not the
and
Kings.
not the Kings, not
I
the
just
Kings.
wanted you to say
Unfortunately,
that. I just want to hear you say that. It's okay.
yeah, not the Kings.
I accomplished my
But
goal.
I definitely think the Suns, as of right now, they look like they could be legit after beating the Clippers and beating the Warriors. Even though the Warriors are beat up right now, that's still something pretty difficult to do. Um, yeah, and they beat the Pelicans. The Pelicans are still without Zion, so we have yet to see what they can produce with him.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely think as of right now, it does look like the Suns are serious, but basketball season is 82 games long, and teams that start off 0 and 10 can end up going 72 and 10.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm obviously not, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. Gotcha. One more thing I want to ask you while we're on the topic of the NBA. And
Mm-hmm.
is are we going to put Trey Young into the early MVP talks?
I mean, he did just get injured, but he did get good news that it's not going to be too serious. Um, I think it depends on how he comes back from this injury. It's a little bit of diversity that all MVPs need to go through at some point. So if he can come back off the injury and continue to play how he's been playing, I definitely would put him up there. But I don't think he will win MVP. I would definitely put him up there for most improved if he continues at the rate he's going. I put him in most improved. But I feel like at the rate that this season is going, I don't think he could compete with the Kawhis
James
of the
Harden.
league and Giannis
Just
and do what they do and
Antetokounmpo
Harden,
Kupo's. Yep, the Greek. Yep.
Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Antetokounmpo. Yep. Good job, Jalen.
Yeah,
That's also why we have you on the show so you can pronounce names.
I'm not sure if I pronounced that right. I was just guessing.
Okay, it
I'm pretty
sounded
sure it's
good, so
something
just
like
go
that.
with it.
Yeah, it sounded pretty good. But yeah, I just don't see him because it's usually like a lot of the players who end up winning that MVP are the small forwards, shooting guards, and power forward
Mm-hmm.
types because of the fact that they score and get rebounds and they can move the ball.
Yep.
So I do think he can definitely make it there at some point and see a point guard return to those MVP talks. But at the same time, I don't think he can compete with the season that Kawhi or Giannis might have.
That is very fair. So that is our NBA coverage. Shout out to the Token for providing us with all the great information and insight onto the current aspects of the NBA. Appreciate it, Jalen.
Yeah.
It's what you do. Besides a lot of other things that we're not going to get into. And to wrap up this show, let's just give a big old congrats. We mentioned him earlier in the show, but congrats, Nationals. Thank you for beating the Astros and shutting them the fuck up for at least 1 year. Thank you. From the bottom of my heart, I appreciate it. Oh, man, that was a good series. Honestly, the past few World Series have been really good. And maybe people are underappreciating how good the baseball has been.
Yeah, it was kind of weird to see. I saw a stat today that this was the lowest viewed Game 7 of all time.
I'm kind of it was
but
a
it's
great
only
game.
the third lowest. It's only the third lowest viewed World Series of all time, but the third lowest. The lowest Game 7 of all time. But I think it was amazing. I don't see why people didn't watch it.
That comeback in the seventh after they finally broke through. Man, that was against Zach Greinke. That was just a great game. I am really happy for that DC. The capital of the country is looking real good after the Capitals winning their first couple seasons ago. Yeah, the Nationals winning their first championship. It's just good shit.
So are you saying from Ross, everyone? Ross has confirmed the Washington Redskins are the next team to win the Super Bowl.
Okay. Words into my mouth. There's no way in hell I'm going to say that. Even if someone has a gun to my head, I'm not going to say that. It just...
all I'm saying is anything's possible, Ross.
But do you want to know what is not possible? The Redskins being competent.
The Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Oh,
I was just going to be incompetent in general.
Okay.
But another great thing that comes out of the World
beautiful.
Series, Jalen, is that one dude from the Mattress King losing $5 million? That bastard! I'm so happy he lost. I wanted to so bad for that, and he did. It is also awesome.
Let's talk about the biggest loser in this entire situation, Bryce Harper.
Oh no!
Ouch.
No!
Let me just say that one more time for you guys who didn't hear me.
If we're being fair,
ouch.
Bryce Harper, oh boy! But if we're being fair, when he did have his little inauguration in with the Phillies, he did say that they were going to bring another championship back to DC.
So technically, he did what he said he was going to do. Him leaving gave the Nationals a chance to bring it to
Bryce
DC.
Harper is a man of his word, and we should applaud him for that.
Yeah, definitely.
Man, yeah, it's Steven Strasburg becoming the first overall pick in MLB history to become the MVP of the World Series. Good shit. You had the hometown hero, Zimmerman, Mr. Nationals, make some big plays. You had 21-year-old, of course. No one in the country has been stressing enough about how he's only 21. Oh, man. But, yeah, Juan Soto making plays as a young guy. Really good shit. Saw the Dominican Republic go crazy for him. It was just a really cool sight. My two favorite parts about the World Series, or a reason why I really want Nationals to win, is because as an A's fan, longtime A's fan, you had a couple longtime A's in the catcher Kurt Suzuki and relief pitcher Sean Doolittle. And it was really nice to see them finally get their ring. Yeah, Josh Reddick from the Astros won his ring last season, former A outfielder in right field. And now you had a couple other former Athletics winning the ring, and they really deserve it. And I'm really happy for them, if I'm being honest.
Definitely. It's definitely beautiful to see. I mean, I did call it happening. I said it was going to be a great World Series. I did think the Nationals were going to take it from anybody who did come out between the Astros and the Yankees. But it was definitely a great World Series. I love that it went 7 games, and nothing that no one could have guessed was the way team's going to take every single game. No
The
one could have
first
guessed
time
that.
in any one of the major sports where in a 7 game series that the away team won every game. Crazy
Every
shit.
game,
Crazy shit,
not
man.
one home game, which is kind of sad for the home home
Yeah,
crowd,
right.
but
Right. But
it's
shout
amazing. And
shout out to the fans that traveled for their team.
yeah, but it's just one beautiful thing that we love about sports. I know we talked about at the beginning of the podcast, but things we love about sports. But it's just beautiful, like the crazy records and stuff you don't think about people breaking, and crazy things you don't think about happening. Like no one expects away teams to win every single game
Hmm.
and home teams to lose every single game. That's not something you
It
think
doesn't
of.
happen. There's
So
a
for
reason that you get home field advantage.
exactly, you get home field advantage because you expect to at least get one game out of it.
So bold take: the
It's
Astros lost the World Series when they won 106 games and had the best record in the league.
yeah, and it's not like just one team was dominating. It wasn't like only the Nationals were winning their
Well,
away games.
besides the
The Astros were
first,
winning
besides game two
their
when they
away
won
games.
like 12-3.
Yeah, but it was beautiful to see, and it just shows the determination of these pro athletes and why they do what they do.
Yep. Really good series. I wish more people watched it. Baseball is an
Hmm.
underrated sport, especially the World Series, with how much tension there is in every single pitch. That's just another reason why I love baseball. And then,
Yeah,
of course, one
definitely.
thing to look forward to now that the season is over, we're going to get Ray on. I know you guys missed his lovely voice. We missed you too, Ray. But
Definitely.
we're going to have a 2019 MLB season wrap up show. That's something to keep a lookout for. We're going to be breaking down all of our preseason predictions, seeing where we're right and where we're wrong. We're going to break down the playoffs and World Series, end of the year wrap up, pretty much. Talk about the end of the year awards when they come out. Hopefully, this show will be coming out within the next week or so. We've seen everything to finish first. But big
Yeah.
show coming up. Jalen Miles, yep, Jalen's going to be on there too. He might not be before I said it, but since I said it, he's going to be. So good for you, Jalen. Congrats.
Thank you. Thank
Oh, no problem.
you.
Great show for you, man. You're getting a lot of promotions tonight.
Yeah, I'm getting a lot of promotions. I think what's that, 3 or 4 now?
I'm. You're welcome for affirmative action. I just need to. But man, that pretty much wraps up this week's show. Thank you guys so much for continued support. If I'm being real, I didn't even think there's a part of me that didn't even think we'd get to 10, but we're still kicking, we're still grinding, and we're still doing
Yeah,
what we do because we love it. And we
yeah,
just appreciate
definitely.
you. We'd be doing this regardless if you guys weren't there to listen. But that's just another aspect of what makes it so much fun. All the time, me and Jalen and everyone else that's been on here and other people that haven't, we just talk shit about sports. And so I just want to record it and see what comes out of that. And so far, it's been a blast. This is 10 episodes down with so many more to go. And I just hope you guys continue to enjoy the ride with us.
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely been a fun experience. I definitely thought this was going to be a short experience because everyone thinks about making a podcast like, oh, I could do that, and you do it, and then it kind of ends up gone after like a week or two. But definitely going 10 episodes is and keeping up with the social media and talking to the fans of the podcast, even though we're not that big of a page yet, the small amount of you that do end up listening and doing saying stuff to us and the polls that we post and just interacting with us and helping us make this a better experience for us and you guys. It's been an amazing experience so far, and I can't wait to keep this going.
Might be now. It's definitely an outdated reference so far, but for all you guys that have listened to the show and interacted with us, you the real MVP.
Definitely.
Yep. But thank you guys so much for joining us on another episode. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Remember to
The
go on
10th
YouTube.
episode. Don't
Yes, man.
forget that. 10th
Double
episode.
digits in this bitch. Let's go. But subscribe to us on YouTube. Follow us on our Twitter at Fourth Long Radio, capital F, capital L, capital R, in that Twitter handle. And just keep doing what you guys do. It means a lot, especially for those that share this show to your friends. Because right now we're just word to mouth. Because there's no way in hell I'm paying for any any kind of advertising the show because I don't make shit, honestly.
Yeah.
I'm
Not
just gonna be
nowhere
real with
near
y'all. But that's what
promoting
we
it
do.
right
We
that.
give you
Yeah.
guys just our live raw show every week, and we just want you guys to be a part of the conversation that we would have anyway. But once again, really appreciate it, Jalen. Thank you for joining me this week. Just as a reminder, keep your eyes out for this week, along with the podcast and the show highlights. We're also going to be releasing a preview show for the UFC 244 that's happening on Saturday. And then also, as I mentioned earlier, we are going to have that 2019 MLB season wrap-up show. Thank you guys all for listening.
Hmm.
Jalen, any final words?
Yeah, thank you. It's also it's been great.
Okay, thank you for those final words. You very insightful and thoughtful person. Appreciate it.
I try. I really do try.
Well, try harder. Thanks for everyone joining us this week. We'll catch you guys in the next one. Bless up.